Hi, this is Cynthia Horner from RightOn Digital, and I'm here with Devon Franklin, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about Flaming Hot. And I just saw a commercial for it on my TV screen, so the timing was perfect.
That's
So,
great.
Mr. Franklin, we've done different interviews with you before about different film projects that you've done. You always do all these really great family oriented projects that are very inspiring to the community. This one, of course, has an impact on the Hispanic community, and it's about a hometown hero. So, can you tell me what interested you in this particular project? Because it is somewhat different from some of your previous projects.
Yes, what interested me in this project was meeting Richard Montañez, who this movie Flamin' Hot is about. He is the driving force behind the success of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and he started as a janitor working for a factory for Frito-Lay, and ultimately became one of the top executives for the company. And it all because he had the heart of service. And so when I heard his story, he told it to me personally about 7 years ago. And I just said, it motivated me and inspired me. And I just felt like I've got to tell this story. I couldn't even believe that. I was like, wow, I can't believe all this happened. And just at the end of that meeting, I just said, okay, I'm going to do it. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I was so compelled by his story. That's what made me want to tell his story.
Okay, now you said that you met with him personally and he was able to describe what his journey was all about. Now, how did he even get to you? Because that's almost a dream come true for somebody to even get the ears of a film producer.
Well, it pays to have friends in high places, So Richard and I had a mutual friend, and he sent me a text and said, I have your next movie. And I said, okay. And I said, okay, but I really didn't believe him. And so that's what got me, that's who introduced me to Richard, was a mutual friend. And then once I sat down with Richard, I understood why he introduced me to him, and was so grateful for the introduction, because we probably wouldn't be here today without it.
Well, that's just really incredible. Now, I was looking at some of the interviews that you had done on YouTube, and there was an interview where you talked about Eva Longoria and about how you said this is going to be our director.
Yes.
So, can you talk about the process, about what it was about her, even though I know she's fabulous, what resonated the most with you in terms of having her as the driving force behind the film?
Yeah, when Eva came in to meet with me, it was her vision. It was her understanding of the culture. She has a degree in Chicano studies. And so it wasn't just that she had been living the culture. She also has studied the culture and knows the history of the Latino culture. So that was important. What she wanted to do as a filmmaker in terms of the style of the film and the colors and the sound and all of it. I mean, it was just clear that she was the director. And in the moment we met, and after finishing that meeting, I said, okay. I said, all right. I just felt that she was going to do a great job. And at that point, once I was able to get her hired, it was just my job to support her and to help get her all the tools she needed to be able to make the film that we made.
Well, that's really great. Now, I know that you talked about the fact that this was a movie that really needed to, a story that really needed to be told. Um, what age group would you say is this film going to resonate with the most?
I've tested this movie all around the country, and it resonates with. I mean, I'm not saying this just because I'm promoting the film. It resonates with every audience, every age group. I mean, we were shocked to see that every age group, every demographic, scored this film at levels that the studio had never seen before. So it's great to make a film that you can watch with your whole family, that it's a four quadrant movie, as we say in our business. And, the youngest to the oldest in a family can watch this movie and be inspired by it.
Wow. And what I think is so great about it is one of the messages that you learn from this kind of film is that in America, anybody can do anything that they want to do if they choose to put their mind to it.
That's
You
right.
know, and I think that that's important, especially for young children, because sometimes young children do not grow up in an area where they have a lot of role models and they don't really have anybody that will specifically guide them in a direction. And I think a film like this is really going to help because people can see that you can come from um, small means in life, and just because you may not have the financial wherewithal of somebody else, that doesn't mean that you can't achieve and grow to be something big, you know? So I think that's really important.
Agreed. I love it.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Now, when you first finished the film, what was your reaction when you got to see all the pieces in place? Because I know for me, it was very emotional. And
Yeah.
so for you, it had to be emotional because this is your project. I'm just somebody that was watching the project.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you're right. It was very emotional to see how it all came together. And the thing that's cool about that part of the process is when you're making a movie and you're shooting different scenes every day, you hope it's all going to come together in editorial, but you don't know. You just don't know. You hope that it's all going to work. And when I saw the movie for the first time, I was like, wow. I was emotional about it. I was joyful about it. And there was also a sense of gratitude. The fact that, I gave Richard and Judy Montañez my word almost 7 years ago, told them I would get it done, and seeing the movie for the first time just was evidence that it got done. And that was very gratifying. And I was very, very grateful. I still am very grateful for the opportunity that they gave me to tell their story.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing that is, of course, a buzz in Hollywood, of course, is the fact that there's some controversy about the film and the fact, not just the film, but the story itself
Yes.
about what Richard may have done and what he didn't do. But in this business, controversy actually helps drive a project because I think that a lot of people who may have read something that might have they might have wondered, what does all this mean? They're going to want to see this film, and I think that they're going to love it. And all films do not have to be 100% accurate
Yeah.
of
Uh-huh.
whatever a story is. So I just wanted to put that out there. Now, what is your opinion about what I said?
Yeah, no, I mean, this is the true story. And so this movie, when people see it, it is the balanced portrayal of how it all happened. So, this is not one of those that we just made it up and said, oh, well, here's our version. Like, no, here's what happened. And here is almost a great response to the article. Because in my opinion, the article wasn't really balanced because it didn't include Richard's point of view on what he did. But in the movie, we tell Richard's story and we give the audience a chance for them to experience Richard's story. So, I'm grateful for the opportunity for the movie to have the final word on this matter.
Okay, we're going to have to wrap, but before we go, I just want to say that I love Cheetos. The flaming ones are a little too hot for me, but do you ever eat Cheetos?
I eat them sparingly. I do. Because I was doing a lot of them as we've made this movie, and I said, I have to slow up before I blow up. So it was, I do it. I do it when I treat myself, but not very often.
Okay, well, thank you so much for this interview for RightOn Digital, and good luck.
Thank you so much.